As you may have noticed, English speakers love to use idioms. So much so that English is often described as an idiomatic language. We use them to add colour and interest to what we say.
Has the cat got your tongue?
Unfortunately, this can mean that sometimes you recognize every word in a sentence. You think you understand each word, but yet somehow you still don't understand what the sentence means. Some idioms, with a little bit of imagination, you can guess the meaning. Others seem incomprehensible. If you don't understand any of the idioms on the screen, don't worry. I'll give you an explanation at the end of this introduction. So, why should you bother trying to learn idioms? First and foremost, because they are used extensively by native speakers. So if you want to understand native speakers, you really must understand as many common idioms as possible. Secondly, if you want to sound natural and hopefully even enjoy the language, using idioms is a great way to do it. When I speak and try to describe my emotions and feelings, I usually find it impossible to do so without using some idioms. They are an intrinsic part of the English language. Sometimes they seem to be the only way to describe feelings, sensations, states of mind, emotions, reactions. So, all that said, how best to learn idioms? First thing is not to be too ambitious. Don't plan to try and memorize 50 idioms a week. You'll just get confused and end up making lots of mistakes. One key thing to remember about idioms is that you must get them right. No mistakes, word perfect. If you don't, you risk not being understood or perhaps even being laughed at. But don't let that discourage you. Strangely, it's much easier to memorize a whole phrase consisting of several words than to memorize a single word. In part 1 of this series on idioms, I've decided to choose just some of the many idioms related to the body. I've chosen some of the most common. Take your time. Try to memorize just a few and then practice using them as much as possible. I've included many examples, so you should be able to understand the meaning. Try and make up lots of your own examples and repeat them out loud to yourself. Try and focus on the emotion or the feeling you are trying to convey while saying the idiom. This will help you to remember them naturally, when in real life you have the occasion to use one.